Hello, welcome back. Hope that got your attention. Hope I didn't hurt you too bad. Here's a question for you. Has the great guru reset finally begun? Now, there's there's a lot of talk right now, a lot of pushback, a lot of backlash in the marketing space against guruism. And I'm definitely not pro guru, but it's interesting because really a guru can't be a guru without people that follow them, right? And so there's a little bit of responsibility on both sides here. Now, I'm curious what you think. Do you follow the big names? Do you try to adapt the persona of, you know, the most popular people in the internet marketing and entrepreneurial space? Or are you trying to really blaze your own trail? Are you really trying to do something that has you stamped all over it? Love to hear your responses in the comments below. Like I said, the guru thing is really interesting. There are, without question, a lot of people out there who I was just talking about this last night with a guy who's mentoring me, who's given me some training. There are a lot of people out there from the very, 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 very tippy top, like Tony Robbins, all the way down to different people like the guy with the clicky funnels and the guy with the Lamborghinis in his garage. And who else do we have? Obviously, there are many, many others. Hustle Your Face Off, 10x everything. And it's fascinating because you know that there's success there. They have created success, right? And then when you pull it apart, when you really pull it apart, you sort of discover that it's almost as though they are their own hype men. If you're not familiar with the world of hip hop or the world of boxing, you may not know what a hype man is. It's literally that. It's someone whose job it is to it's almost like a PR person, right? And all of these people have really mastered, above and beyond mastering what they do in business, what they've really mastered is how to be their own hype man, how to master the PR machine, how to kind of make social media do whatever they want it to do. And while on the one hand, I can respect that, I know that I see the value in that. On the other hand, even though obviously I'm not at that level of success or fame or, whatever, I still got to call BS on them because your number one focus, in my opinion, and I believe this is why we are seeing the pushback against, guruism in the space, is because your focus should be on delivering excellence, at least on an equal footing with your focus on growing your personal brand and your awareness and your myth, right? Your mythology, the legend of you. But it's so easy to focus on learning how to grow the legend of you without focusing on having substance behind it. And as could be predicted, and in fact, as I did predict several years ago, it's like a Ponzi scheme. It's like if your personality and your ability to leverage social media to grow your audience, not your audience, but your myth, right? Your following, your presence is your primary skill, and your primary skill isn't the thing that you coach or sell, then that makes it a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? Because if we try to mimic you or we follow you or we buy what you sell, the results are guaranteed not to be there for most of us. I once heard a quote from Tony Robbins saying that between 3 and 7% of people who buy his various, and assorted products and courses get good results from them, get success from them. Now, I may be butchering the quote a little bit, but just think about that. That means that he has reconciled himself somehow that 3 to 7% of people, so 97 to 93, 93 to 97% of people who pay him good money don't get results. And that opens up a whole other discussion, but let's stick with this discussion right now. You have to contort your ethics. You have to be okay with that. You can't claim that you're here to serve people and that your mission is to help people or anything like that, and truly be okay with, let's say, a 5% success rate on all of your things while you're making hundreds of millions of dollars. You can't stand next to people that are sort of known industry manipulators and snakes and partner with them on things and never reconcile that with your mission. Unless your mission really, of course, is just to make a lot of money and accept that a tiny percentage of the people that you're selling things to will really get the benefit from them. Hope that's tracking for you guys, because this is really important. And so now what we're seeing, like with all marketing, we're seeing a big pushback against the idea of the mega guru. But here's the thing. Now people are using that as a marketing position. You understand? So now there are people trying to get your attention by railing against the gurus, which I get. And in fact, I've done, because I have strong feelings about that whole idea of how you internally justify such poor results, in your client base, and how you justify a focus on growing bigger and making more money over delivering, when I'm certain that both can be done. But the catch-22 is that pushing back against it is a fine line as well. You push back against, if you become the guy or the girl who's always complaining about the gurus and you don't have potent deliverables, then you wind up running the risk of just being sort of painted as using it as a brand position tool, right? So what's the moral of this story? What's the moment of Zen in this marketing message here? For me, it is that a relentless focus on driving client results has to be there. It has to be there. And while I don't know anyone who's gotten to the hundreds of millions of dollars or even the, like $100 million range, while having a relentless focus on customer results, I do know lots of people who that is one of their highest values, who do, millions every year. And so I guess in a way it's like, which would you prefer? Would you prefer to make millions a year while really making the impact in people's lives, really helping people? Or would you prefer to jump the line, forego the quality of help, and just focus on relentless growth and scale? If you say relentless growth and scale, then you are opening yourself up to the pushback on the guru movement. And I'm making a prediction here and now that this is just starting, and that's not where you want to be. You don't want to be in the crosshairs of this pushback against sort of online marketing hype and flash and guruism and all that, because it's not going to end well for those people who are in the crosshairs of this sort of like uprising of frustration that so many of us are feeling. This has been your marketing moment of Zen.